Today's video, gents, is going to be special. I'm sharing with you 20 years of journaling and the lessons learned, and we're going to peek inside of my combat journal. Seriously, gents, some really interesting stuff in here, such as helping out a photographer who would go on to get nominated for a Pulitzer Prize. Another guy actually went on to become Secretary of Defense. Another guy became the White House Chief of Staff. Who are these guys? Find out, gents, in today's video. So I first started journaling about 20 years ago, and I know this because I go back and look at the old journals. I can see the dates here, but there was a big shift that happened for me in the Marine Corps. I went from the wing, being a pilot, and I blew out my sinuses, so I had to go to the infantry. Couldn't fly anymore, but I went from being in charge of myself to being in charge of basically my S1 shop, my platoon, my group of Marines. I had to have all this stuff I was on top of, and if I tried to keep it up here, that was not going to happen. I had to be able to get my stuff together. I initially started reporting to the CO. He turned me over to the XO, said, XO, train this guy up. He was a major, and he said, you need to write everything down in a green notepad. We didn't call it the journals. It was like everyone that was anyone had a green notepad in the Marine Corps. There was just too much information as an officer that you had to keep track of. And this was key, being able to get all of my in one place on one page and every single day tracking what needed to be done. In addition, another benefit for writing things down, especially in front of people that are talking to you, that are giving you things that need to get done, you are instilling confidence in them that it's actually going to get done because you're putting it right there on paper. So many times I've asked people to do things that are a little bit complicated and you wonder, is this person even listening to me? Are they getting all the details? When you're going through and you're writing things down, people know that you're paying attention. Now, some of you guys are thinking, well, why don't I just journal, take notes with my phone? I mean, it's right there. Here's the thing. This right here, no startup time. Boom, it's on 24/7, doesn't even require a battery. Seriously though, no distractions. You've got your phone, come on, you got notifications, you got all these things that you can go to, hop on the internet, get distracted. That's what we don't want. You come here, what are you doing? You're writing out your thoughts. You've got this stillness. Even if it's for 1 to 2 minutes a day, you at least have this time that you're thinking. It's a form of meditation right there. Actually taking those thoughts out of your head and putting them on paper. Now, there are some drawbacks. As you can see, if a journal's not made well, it is not going to stand up to a beating. This one you can see has seen better days. In addition, I had this rig it so that basically I've got a pen holder here. I was even proud of this little innovation here. Put in some paper, put the tape over it, so I had my own little folder right there on the back. Well, gents, if you're in the market for a journal, you want one that's going to be tough, one that you're not going to have to rig up with tape just to hold a pen, you need to check out Lockbee. Guys, Lockbee is a veteran-owned business making field journals, making pocket journals, making tool rolls, making pen holders that are built to military spec. What that means is these things are built tough. So this is a rugged waxed canvas. It's going to be abrasion resistant. It's going to be water resistant. Your journal, your paper is all going to be secured right here on the inside. I also like how they've got it. Got these nice little pockets in here for maybe holding a challenge coin. As you can see right here, it's got that nice pen holder. Now that field journal is cool, but why I was really excited to get Lockbee as a sponsor is they sent me this pocket journal. And I've been wanting to get one of these, and this is just the perfect size. Fits right in my back pocket. I can put a pen right in here. And I love this because the best journal you have is the one that you have with you when you're ready to journal. And when you go look, they got more than journals. They've also got these like field tool holders. Basically, they're called field rolls. It can hold up from your passport to all of your pens, or maybe just want to get a pen holder. They've got a really nice pen holder you want to check out called the Quattro. Another thing I love about Lockbee, their journals are modular. Basically what that means is you can fit up to 6 refills in here with different types of paper. So let's say you want something for sketching, you want to be able to do some quick drawings in there. You want maybe something for journaling, so it's going to have lines going across. Gents, over the years, I've seen a lot of journals. This one is right up there with the best. I'm linking to Lockbee down in the description of today's video with the best deal you're going to find out there on the web. Now, this discount code is only going to be available for a limited amount of time, so use it or lose it. Awesome deal, awesome company, proud to support them. Go check them out. Another thing that journaling does is give you perspective. So today you may think it's a tough day, but you go back and you read through your journals and you realize, wow, I've dealt with a lot worse. Yes, here at my company, I've got some issues. Every single day we've got problems. But here I'm realizing, wow, I had to deal with casualties. I had to evac people. I'm dealing with KIAs, basically killed in action. We've got people that were injured, that were shot. And you realize, again, you're getting confidence. Really, I've dealt with things that are much worse than what I'm currently dealing with in my company. And if I can deal with this stuff, then I can definitely make it through the issues I'm facing today. Now, at the beginning of this video, I talked about some VIPs that I rubbed shoulders with, and I think this is really interesting, is people at the time, yeah, they were kind of a big deal, but they went on to do even bigger things. And when you realize, hey, I followed the career path of these guys. I was in the same room with these guys. I took orders from these guys. All of a sudden you realize, greatness isn't too far away. So there was this guy, General Kelly, John Kelly. He went on to become the 28th Chief of Staff. So he served under Trump. There's this other guy. You may have heard of him. His name was James Mattis, served under him, and he went on to be the 26th Secretary of Defense. A couple other really interesting people I worked with in the combat zone from the New York Times, Azir Muhammad. This guy was a Pulitzer Prize winning photographer. Another guy, John Kiffner. So he was the senior foreign correspondent with the New York Times. Didn't even know what that was. Turns out it's a pretty big deal. That dude is a legend. Darren Mortensen and Hayne Palmer. This guy, interesting story. So Hayne lost his memory card. I happen to have just bought a digital camera, and I remember I bought a 128 megabyte. And it was expensive at the time. That was a lot of memory, right? Megabytes, not even gigabytes at the time. And they didn't have his cards. He lost them. And I gave him my cards. And you know what? He went on to take some amazing pictures throughout the Iraq War, and it turned into a book. The book is called 1,000 Miles to Baghdad. For history and being able to preserve that information, you start to realize that you're part of just this bigger picture. It's pretty amazing when you go back and look back at the things you were a part of. Now, one thing that really surprised me about my journaling that I forgot that I used to do is starting from the front, going back, I would pretty much write about work, notes, all that other stuff. But coming from the back, going forward, I would actually take personal notes. Now, what's really interesting is go back to this personal side and see what I was wrestling with and what was on my mind. The big thing, should I marry this Ukrainian girl I've been dating for a few years? So I wrote out my ideal life, and I had 7 different scenarios. 5 out of the 7, I was going to stay single. I'm going to be roaming throughout Europe, soaking up culture, learning languages, tasting food, teaching. Another one, I would move back to Iowa and buy a bar, and I would be, just go back and live in my college town. I was going to work as a bartender, photographer at night, and during the day, live in Bermuda, Jamaica, the British Virgin Islands. But the 2 married scenarios, let's talk about those. So marry Lena, who I actually did now. We've been together for over 15 years, and travel with her around the world, which we in many ways have. We've been in probably about 7 countries, over 40 states with our kids. And then down below, I've also got marry her and live in Ukraine. Funny enough, we did live in Ukraine for over a year. You look at what your ideal life, and it's pretty darn cool to see that you actually did a lot of things and that I feel I made the right choice. So I was scared to get married, and I remember writing out a list of, because the big thing on the con of why I didn't want to get married, I love women. That's like, man, you're making a commitment to one. That means, you don't get to chase all these other ones. And that was pretty much the only bad thing I could say why I don't want to get married. On the other hand, I had all these great things about what I loved about her. And it became all of a sudden, logically, you realize like, hey, I want to build a life with somebody. When you can write things out, and that is the beauty of a journal, is no one's going to judge you. You go in there and you can just see things on paper, and it makes things crystal clear about what the right decision is sometimes. Another gem I found in here, things I would have done in 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, and 10 years. So let's go through, let's see what I did and what I didn't. So first up, in 1 year, I would marry Lena. I did, married my now wife. All vehicles, all credit cards paid for. Boom, done. I will take a class on taxes and real estate, and I will buy my first property. Did not happen. I never got into property investing, so actually all those going down just didn't happen. Year 2, I will be gainfully employed or taking classes on investing. I actually went off to get my MBA, so I guess I did take classes on investing. Year 5, I will have all my student loans paid off. Nope, sorry, still don't have those paid off. Such a low interest rate. I will have my master's degree. I do have my MBA. In 10 years, I will have a permanent residence for my family. Boom, got that. I will have made my first $1 million and have a PhD. Well, I still don't have the PhD, but 11 years out, I did have my first $1 million year here at Real Men Real Style, and we own our home. With all that being said, though, by far, my favorite quote right here, at this moment, November 23rd, 2003, I'm very happy. I have next to me the woman I love, and I can see that she loves me. I am not hungry or tired. I am reading a good book, and the temperature is perfect in her 1-bedroom apartment. That last quote, as I'm reading that, I'm realizing, wow, at that moment, I understand what I needed in my life to be happy, to be satisfied. It really wasn't much. It was just a great partner. It was a full belly. It was, just a nice, peaceful place with a book. And to this day, that actually is still what makes me really happy. Having someone to spend time with, having great books to read. Here's the thing. This right here can be the secret to you figuring out what it is that you want to get out of this one precious life that you have, your time here, how you want to spend it. And if that's not worth journaling, well, what is? So guys, again, start journaling today. It's an amazing habit that can transform your life. So what video to watch next? Well, how about why you shouldn't be a nice guy? Seriously, don't be a nice guy, be a real man. And when I say real, R-E-A-L, what does it stand for? Find out, gents, in this video right here.